วันนี้ผมจะมาเล่าเรื่องของโรงเรียนหนึ่งให้ฟังโรงเรียนที่มีชื่อว่าฤทธาวิทยาคมและห้องเรียนพิเศษที่หลายๆคนเรียกมันว่าห้องกิฟต์
Hey guys, I've wanted to make a video about the gifted for so freaking long, but because I only talk about BLs on here I didn't know if I should, but then I came to the realization that this is my channel and I can do what I want, so here we are. This is my favorite show of all time. I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. It's been out for 2 years so I'm sure most of you have, but just in case, I'm telling you you won't regret it, as I just mentioned this series did come out 2 years ago. I know I'm very late in making a review, but season 2 is coming very soon. The cast has been posting about filming it for the past month or so and that has given me so much inspiration. Seeing the cast together again has made me remember how in love I am with The Gifted. So today we're gonna talk about why this is the best thing on television and the few things I dislike about it. Because of course, knowing me, there's always something to critique. And I'm sure this is obvious but I will talk about things in detail. So if you haven't finished the series yet and don't want spoilers, go watch it then come back. I don't want to ruin it for you. Now let's get into it. If you haven't watched it and are still watching this video for some reason, or if you haven't seen it in a while and forgot the plot somehow, I'll start with reading the synopsis from my drama list so we're all on the same page. Rita High School, a school with a gifted program that holds a special class for a handful of special students that were chosen by the school administrator. Incredibly, Pang, a 10th grade student from the lowest ranking class, surprisingly passed the gifted program placement test for unknown reasons. His entrance to the gifted program was filled with much confusion. He and his new friends started to feel that there is something strange about their special class. Eventually, they figured out that the gifted program was designed to awaken their potentials that pertains to some kind of special powers. As their potentials are discovered, their lives change as their special powers come with troubles as well. Their special gifts revealed a secret that the school official was trying to hide. The plot is so incredible. I'm not a huge fan of supernatural tropes at all, but this is so amazing. It's very realistic actually. That probably makes me sound crazy, but the way the school administrator introduces the students to their powers is so believable and eerie because it's presented in a realistic way.
สิ่งมีชีวิตมีวิวัฒนาการอยู่ตลอดเวลาและพร้อมที่จะเปลี่ยนแปลงอยู่เสมอถ้าเจอกำแพงอะไรบางอย่างมนุษย์ก็เป็นเช่นเดียวกันมนุษย์ก็ยังคงไม่หยุดวิวัฒนาการในสมองของมนุษย์เรามีพลังพิเศษซ่อนอยู่
So I'll start with my favorite character, Wave. I relate to him a lot. Again, that may sound strange. He isn't exactly the nicest person. That's not necessarily the part I relate to. But I really connected with his earlier school life. When I watched those scenes it was like I was watching myself. And I did go through a phase where I was a bit bitchy and pushed everyone away. I don't know. I just understand him. Plus his skill is really cool. His intelligence is super impressive on its own but then you add the ability to control and manipulate technology and he's unstoppable. Well, I guess Pang can stop him. Let's talk about him next. Pang's potential was the most built up one. Since his whole storyline in the beginning was feeling like he didn't belong in the gifted program and that it was a mistake, that he was just a normal person. But of course he ends up with arguably the most powerful potential, mind control. I liked the anticipation around his powers and how it was finally revealed. He's such a smart kid. I can't believe that he was in the lowest class before all this. He's the only one willing and able to come up with a plan to bring the system down. I guess he's just not good academically, but he is incredibly smart, intuitive and observant. He's a great choice for the main character. Ohm's power is terrifying to me. The ability to delete or erase anything is so scary. I love the scene where he brings folk back. His emotions are so real, and his little speech to the class when he realizes how to control his powers is so inspiring. He's such a lively and funny character. I love him so much. He does have some serious moments but overall he is such a great person to have in the series. This drama can be pretty heavy to consume but he always lightens the mood. But did he ever give the teacher his wallet back?
ยังไงก็ต้องเอากลับคืนมาให้ได้นะ
เอาอะไรกลับมานะครับครู
ครูบอกให้ทำแอปเปิลให้หายไป แต่เธอดันทำกระเป๋าตังค์ครูหายไป ยังไงก็ต้องเอากลับคืนมาให้ได้นะ
อุ้ย
Now Poon. The whole reason I wanted to watch The Gifted in the first place was because of Gun. I say it every video, but he is my favorite actor of all time. I love him with everything I have. As the series went on, I wasn't just watching for him. I was intrigued by everyone. But his character is still one of my favorites. Gun's performance is what sold this character. It is such a difficult role to portray and Gun did it flawlessly. I shouldn't speak too much on how realistic it is since I don't know anyone personally with DID. However, I am a med student, so I have done a fair amount of research on this disorder in my own time, and from my standpoint I think he did really well. People with DID have to go through so much more than we could ever understand. I felt the pain in Gun's acting. He is the only actor who can perform this character. It is a TV show and not everything they did with him is accurate, but it's way better than I expected. I forget about his power sometimes cause his episode was way more focused on his multiple personalities than his potential, but it is really cool too. He can learn things really quickly. So he can basically do anything he could ever dream of. That's such an interesting ability and I think they could have utilized it more. Korn is very fascinating to me, because at first I thought his power was really boring and lackluster. He just doesn't need to sleep. But the more I paid attention and rewatched the series, I think there is a lot more to him that they will hopefully address in graduation. He didn't do much to develop his powers, so I think there is more that he is capable of and he just hasn't discovered it yet. Maybe that's my wishful thinking, but I hope it's true because I would love to see more of Fiat. I felt so bad for him with Claire, but I think she's so much better with Poon. And that girl, I don't remember her name, but she broke his trust and he seemed so heartbroken. I want him to be happy. The twins. I will talk more about Jack and Joe later. There's not much to say for their powers or characters because they were barely in it. It sucks. Being in sync could have been so useful. Although Wave is my favorite, objectively, the Gifted girls are the best characters in the series. Claire is my favorite of the female characters. She's a queen. She has some of the most iconic lines.
ดูอะไรน่าเบื่อกันมาเยอะแล้วอนุญาตให้ฉันพาไปดูเรื่องแซ่บของเด็กกิฟที่แซ่บที่สุดกันนะคะ
And she has such a good heart. She didn't lead Korn on, which I was grateful for. Claire was very upfront and honest and I respect that. And she was there for Poon in every step of the way. Her whole character is extremely well written. I don't think they utilized her potential enough though. I hope in the second season they develop it more. I want to see her manipulate someone's emotions instead of just seeing them. Or if they stick to her just being able to see them, I want the show to actually use it, because I don't feel like they did enough with it in the first season. It was really helpful with understanding Poon's multiple identities, but other than that Claire's wasn't shown to be a super important skill. However, I think it can be very useful and she has the potential to do more. Nam Tan has the ability to see and hear things through contact with objects. Hers was definitely used the most out of the girls. She used her powers to help everyone in almost every episode. Her being in poor health is so unfortunate. She's so driven and wants to be a part of everything, but she pushes herself too far sometimes. Her health is obviously the most important, but she's young and in high school. She wants to be a part of everything her friends are doing and it sucks that she can't. I feel for her. Mum's superhuman strength is awesome, but the side effects are so scary and dangerous. It revealed the true thoughts of her friends, which in a way was a good thing. At least she knows how they really felt. But I felt so bad for her. Something as simple as her sweat can cause so much harm. I completely understand why she wanted to get rid of her powers. The exam episodes are my favorite. The mystery and problem solving is so interesting and keeps you hooked. I really like the screen with the points so the students could see who was winning. It made the competitiveness so much better. I wish my exams were like this. The midterm from episode 8 in particular is my favorite. When they thought the test was over but Pang's score goes up as he's talking in the library, and Wave's reaction, it's iconic. And then the episode ends with the administrator accidentally realizing Pang's power. It's just so good. Poon's whole episode is a series in and of itself. Gun is such a versatile actor. His performance in this episode is almost overwhelming. It's so dark. He won Best Supporting Actor for a reason, and this episode gave us the most legendary scene in television history.
กูหรอกไม่มีเลย ไม่เคยมี มันไม่เคยมี
เธอเป็นใครอะ
ไม่มีอะไรนะ เราขอโทษนะ
The last episode is also incredible, one of the best finales I've ever seen. The gifted kids planning for Wave to bump into Pang the way they first met, and then Pang listening to the recording of himself and his memories come back. Then he walks into the classroom the same way he did in the first episode, but this time everyone's smiling. And Waves took you long enough.
My God, she's something special. I'm just gonna leave it at that. She is sensational.
One of the only things I can complain about is the twins having no purpose whatsoever. They are so wasted in this series and I don't understand why. Their skills could have been so useful. So why did they do nothing with it? Even if the writers didn't want to use their powers, they could have made Jack and Joe have a storyline at least. Like Korn. His power was boring but he still got an episode for himself and he has a plotline with Claire and the other girl. Why couldn't they give something to the twins? AJ and JJ sweeties, I'm so sorry. I don't want people to misinterpret my intentions. I don't need a BL couple in every show I watch. I don't ship every male friendship I see in a series. But Pang and Wave have so much chemistry and I would like to see a casual gay relationship. BLs are great, obviously I love them. But I think we can all agree that the BL genre is a little strange and doesn't always give good representation for LGBT relationships. I want to see it normalized. I think they have an opportunity to do that with Pang Wave. I know it's a long shot and I'm not getting my hopes up, but it would be nice to see a gay relationship blossom naturally in a show that doesn't revolve around the fact that they are two guys. It should just exist in the series like any het couple would. It's going to be very hard to live up to how amazing season 1 was, but I believe in the cast and the writers. I'm sure I'll warm up to the new characters quickly, but I still want to see a lot from this group. I don't want them to take the backseat for this season. They still have so much to work on. I really want all of them to develop their potentials, like Pang being able to control someone's actions without needing to touch them. And especially for characters like Korn and the twins. I want Korn to manipulate time or something. There has to be more to him than just the sleep stuff. And the twins have twice the power f***ing use at GMM. I'm gonna be sad if Namden isn't in graduation. I know it's unlikely since Lily is studying abroad, but a girl can dream. I think that's all I want to say. Little channel update. I got the copyright situation with my last video sorted out so I can start posting again. I'm happy to be back. Sorry if this isn't the video you were expecting. It's been a month and the first video I post isn't even BL related. But I was dying to talk about The Gifted so I just went ahead and did it now. I hope someone found this interesting. I'll have a little social justice corner in my description with important links. Please take some time to look through that and help in ways you can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye my loves.
รายการต่อไปนี้ รายการต่อไปนี้ รายการต่อไปนี้
ไอ้สารเลว
รายการต่อไปนี้
พี่ดีม
รายการต่อไปนี้
นี่
รายการต่อไปนี้
เชี่ย